Hey, a playa, have you ever had a crush on someone that you wanted to ask out, but the problem was they were dating someone else? How do you get over those feelings? How do you move on knowing that they're with someone and you can't be with them right now? I'm going to explain my tips on how to get through that step by step right after this.
This is the Just Beats, you're watching the Just Beat.
Now, some people might call it an obsession, but obsession sounds like a really strong word. What is it called when you just can't stop thinking about them? You want to be with them every second of the day. You're writing their name down in your book. You're talking to yourself about how you want to ask them out. That's not obsession, right? You can call it whatever you want, but the problem still remains. You can't stop thinking about them and you want to be with them, but they're with someone else. So the very first step I always recommend to people that they should take is to unfollow them on social media or just mute their posts. The more you look at their pages, the more you see the things that they post, the more you're going to get invested in their life and continue thinking about them. I know there's a real fear of missing out if you unfollow them, because what if they break up with that person and you're not there to catch them and go out with them? Or what if they are having a bad day and you're not there to help them through it? The fact is, you're always putting yourself in the scenario where you could jump in and you can be a part of their life. But if they're with someone else for now, the best thing for you to do is to detach yourself, to focus on your own growth and your own development and even talking to other people. Because the more you obsess over them, the more you continuously look through their feed, like their pictures, comment on it, and interact with them, the harder it's going to be for you to get over them. Now, I wouldn't really recommend blocking them, because blocking them might lead to them asking you questions like, why am I blocked? Which involves you again in their lives, which is what you're not trying to do here. So the second step is to make an outline of your hobbies and your interests and to pursue them. A lot of times people stay obsessed with their crush because that's the only thing in their lives. But if you have things you enjoy doing, things you can pursue, I think that's going to help take the focus and attention from your crush and put it on things that are better for yourself. Look, even if you tell yourself you're going to read 100 books and play 1,000 different sports, you're still going to have intrusive thoughts about your crush pop in from time to time. But by having a place to redirect them to, telling yourself, wow, I'm thinking about them again. Let me go and play a sport. Hey, let me go read a book. Let me go do something else. You're able to kind of shift your focus and shift your attention. This isn't a matter of just boom, they're gone from your head. It's a matter of training yourself to rewire your activity every single time those thoughts pop up. Because when they do, it might start bringing you down and making you think that they're the only person for you, which leads to step 3, which is to pursue new crushes. I know you may not currently like anyone else, but the whole purpose of this is to go out and meet new people, make new friends, get to know people, and see how you can develop new crushes on them. Be honest here. Have you ever told yourself that the person that you currently like is perfect? Answer in the poll right there. But a lot of times we do this simply because we don't really know as many people in comparison to them. So by putting yourself out there and meeting new people, you're able to kind of compare and contrast different people. Now, at the end of the day, you might still tell yourself that this crush is still better than everyone else, but the fact remains, by meeting new people, you expand your options and potential for meeting someone new. Plus, it allows you to also shift your focus and attention from that crush again. And you're definitely going to start to look at that crush differently as you meet new people. You might start to say things like, well, this other person is a lot funnier than my crush. This other person is a lot more outgoing. Wow, these other people have these other traits that my crush doesn't really rank number 1 on. But what do you do in situations where you do go back to interacting with your crush? Maybe it's against your own choices. You see them in class, you see them in the hallway, they come up to you. Any of these type of scenarios leads to step number 4, which is to be calm and casual every single time you interact with them. Now, if the two of you were friends before, it's going to be hard to just walk away and pretend like that friendship never happened. There will be moments where you will interact with them. So in those moments, try not to dig too deep into their story and what's going on with them, because the more you learn, the more those thoughts are going to stay rested in your mind. Maybe they're going to mention something about having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Maybe they're going to mention something about being happy or being sad. Anything that they say is going to get plugged into your mind and you're going to have to recode it all over again. In those situations, just try to keep the conversations short if you can. Try not to reveal too much about what's going on in your life and how you're pursuing other people so you sound like you're boasting, because that might lead to them talking about their life, and that's the last thing you really want to learn too much about. So try to keep it very, very short, very, very simple. Have basic conversations with them, and if you can, walk away and let them go. But I think step 5 is the most important step to follow here, because this is the one that's going to make or break your obsession with your crush. And that's to set strong boundaries for yourself. A lot of times people want to fall into friendships with their crush, thinking if I'm close to them, if I'm in their lives, then when they do break up, they're going to choose me next. But what ends up actually happening is you end up getting friend zoned. The closer you become to that person as their friend, the harder it's going to be for them to break you out of that role in their mind if they do break up with their boyfriend or girlfriend. It's going to be harder for them to transition into looking at you as someone to potentially date if you're such a close friend, because they don't want to lose that friendship bond in the potential that you guys can date and it might not work out. That's why separating yourself from them and doing your own thing is key, because as you get older and as time moves on, when you do reconnect with them later in the future, they're going to see you as a different person, a person that's grown, a person that's matured, a person that knows what they want. And that's a potential person that they may be interested in, whereas the original person they knew back then wasn't. Ultimately, what this all boils down to is if your crush is dating someone and you want to get over your obsession with them, you're going to need to let them go. I know I've said it multiple times in this video, and I probably need to say it multiple more, but the fact is they're not ready to go out with you, and you're not in a place where you're able to kind of let them go if you need to. You never want to be so obsessed with the person that you just can't stop thinking about them and you're directing your life in a way that doesn't involve them. You want to have control over yourself, and the first step here is to work on your obsession. Guys, what I want you to do is to check out the video right there on the side. I go more into dealing with obsession with your crush, and check out the playlist underneath it so you can learn how to be your best self, how you can better yourself in this world and not be tied to another person. On that note, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. As always, love and peace.